Welcome back to another video. My name is Ben, aka DJBAZOO, and in this video, I want to show you guys how I organize my music within Serato DJ Pro. Now, if you're new here, please consider subscribing to this channel and give this video a thumbs up. Alright, so basically, once you have Serato opened up like this, you want to make sure you don't have any of your equipment plugged in like a mixer or a controller, because the first thing that you want to do is to analyze your entire library. Now, this is more so for the new DJs that are using Serato DJ Pro, but essentially when you analyze your library, if you actually look over here to this gear button, it will set your key, set your beat grid, and BPM. Now, sometimes Serato will get this wrong, so you have to do things manually, which is not a big deal, but make sure you do this, because the next things that I'm about to show you, this is why it all matters. So once you have everything analyzed, I'll go ahead and show you guys, but you hit analyze and it'll show like a bunch of songs here. Just disappeared, but it'll show a bunch of songs and they're being analyzed within the program, setting all of those, the BPM, the beat grid, and the key. So the way that I have it all set up, the first column here is BPM. So I have it kind of going up in BPM as I scroll or scrub through my library. So, you know, it goes from like 70, I think I'm just in a crate right here. Yeah, so if I go to all music, it goes from 45 all the way down to like 150, 160 or something like that. Let's see. Yeah, like one goes to 181, I guess. Again, you know, some of these songs are incorrect. So, you know, you can, another thing that I learned that you can do as well, if you double click and you hold, I believe it's option down or up, it will either double or half the BPM. So, depending on what you prefer, I guess, but you can just use some basic math and that will tell you what the BPM is. All right, so first column is BPM, and then the next column that I have here next to it is key. So if you actually hold down command and then you click on key, not only will your library be sorted by BPM, but it will also sort it by key as well. So it's like a secondary way to sort your music, especially for folks that, you know, prefer to mix in key, which you should, but when you're playing live and you're playing, I guess, not at a show, more so like at a club, and somebody comes up to you and they're like, you know, they have a request. Sometimes you're not mixing in key, and that's okay too. As long as, you know, transitions on point, you're beat matching correctly. Like, I rarely look at key when I mix, but I try to keep in mind, like, you know, I've played this song before. Will this work with this song that I'm playing next? So that comes with experience, but if you're looking to have like a really clean blend, that's when mixing in key, that's when things matter. Of course, next I'll have the song title, the length, the artist. I rarely look at genre, play count, date added, and if you see something on here that you don't like need or want to use, you can just double click and this menu will pop up, and basically you can just uncheck or check the different columns that you want to see. The next thing I want to show you guys is going to be color coding the individual tracks. Now, for me, I have a ton of music, and sometimes in the different crates that I use, there's could be 300 to 500 songs, and if you're DJing and it's like high pressure, you have like 40 seconds left within the song and you need to find something. If you color code your music, it's a little bit easier, because all you have to do is scroll down to the BPM range that you're in. And for me, I have things color coded in red for like bangers. Those are songs that are popular or recognizable, things that people can sing along to. Those are some of the criteria that I would color code that individual track red. And then a different color for like a different mood or a different, you know, I guess a different scenario that I would play that song. So hopefully that makes sense, what I just said there, but essentially it's this column right next to BPM. and you can kind of pick whatever color you want to do. And for example, if I were to load a song that hasn't been labeled yet, it's going to be white. But if I go in here and color code that, let's say purple, then it'll turn purple there. And I know I mentioned this in my last video, but a way to kind of organize music on the fly, like on the go, I always have this prepare tab open. So again, if somebody comes up to you with like a request, or like, the promoter or like the manager comes up and like, hey, we want you to play this song. Well, you can go ahead and work that song in eventually by, going to Command F. Once you hit Command F, basically that will search your entire library. I always like to do Command F and look in this area right here and make sure that's highlighted before I start typing. Otherwise, some of the keys on your keyboard are hotkeys for different commands if you're not in the search feature. So just kind of pay attention to that. So I'm very careful. So I always make sure I put my thumb on Command and then F, and then make sure that's highlighted before I start typing. But back to the prepare tab, yes, have that open because it's a way to organize music on the go, especially like when you're DJing and, somebody comes up again with a request or whatever I just mentioned about the manager or promoter coming up to you with like, hey, can you change it to like more hip hop or something? You can load 5-10 songs into this prepare tab and basically be ready to go to switch that over really quickly, really easy. But yeah, again, I always tell people that organizing is such a big factor when it comes to DJing because you're basically, that's kind of what you're doing, right? You're creating and curating different types of crates, playlists, and you want to make sure that it makes sense. So that's another way to kind of really think about things. Hopefully that helps. Again, if you're new here, please subscribe to this channel, give this video a thumbs up, and let me know in the comments below like what other strategies or what kind of things that you guys do to organize your music. That's it for now, and see you guys next time. Peace.